Yesterday we began to look at the ending of Mark and the controversy that there are three different endings. The two theories was, one, it was intended to end there, and secondly, the second theory was that there was a lost ending. To understand this, we need to understand that we live in an age where you can print and copy very easily. But they copied things by hand, and there are many, many different copies which we bring together and study to make sure that what we have is the true gospel. So, there is a second ending, which is known as the shorter ending, and it says this. It continues the story, because remember, we have the woman trembling and bewildered, and they fled the tomb and they told no one because they were afraid. But it says, but they reported briefly to Peter and those with him all that they had been told. And after this, Jesus himself appeared to them and sent out by means of them from east to west the sacred and imperishable proclamation of the eternal salvation. And so there are two schools of thought here. The first is that somewhere there were documents that had this ending, and this is the lost ending that we've been looking for. But it's not very consistent, and it seems to summarize a lot of stuff. The other theory is that people felt the gospel was incomplete, and as they were using it to teach people, the question would have been asked, so what happens next? And so some disciple who was well aware of other documents put an ending in place just to finish off the story. Is that a problem? I don't really think so, because we know that that's exactly what happened. We know that Mary told Peter from the other Gospels. We know that Jesus commissioned the disciples, and we know that the gospel went to the ends of the earth. And so the short ending tells that story in a very summarized way, which is very typical of Mark. And it leads us to know that the gospel continued and the resurrection did happen and Jesus did appear. That's what the person is adding to the gospel. Now, what do we say? Should we take this out? I don't think I have the courage to do that. I think it's worth observing and noticing that this is something that one of the early disciples felt was gospel for us. Tomorrow we'll look at the longer ending. God bless. Have a great day.